What would your advice to future?
Don't think you're going to come out here and get everything in a couple of weeks. It's not going to happen. It's you need to plan for it. You need to have time.
Be patient, be kind.
Be patient, be kind, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let your Filipina do the talking.
There you go. Hello, Herd. It's JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia. I'm in Dumaguete, and I've got special guest Gio.
Hey.
Gio in the Philippines is his channel. And good to see you again, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right. So today's topic, I want to talk about your married life, but the process of getting there. Not so much your day-to-day being married, but all the trials and tribulations and the steps you had to take to get married, because you know, maybe I've got a follower or two that are thinking about that in the near future or distant future. And, you know, maybe they want to marry their Filipina, get her locked down. And you just recently had that experience. So let's talk a little bit about that. So when you first came to that realization, because I know a few years back it was, I'm never getting married again. And then all of a sudden you got hit with a love bug.
That's right. Well, you know, I definitely swore off marriage to any Western woman ever. That would have never happened again. I was open to it with a Filipina, but even though it's easy to find a date here, it's not easy to find the right one. It still takes a lot of work. So when I did, I was open to it, and the process, though, for marriage is quite extensive. It's not just going with a few documents down to the courthouse and getting your marriage license. It's a lot of work.
Let's start from the beginning. Did you propose to Maya first, and then you thought, oh, how are we going to do this? Or did you do some research into it?
I really didn't research a whole lot. I had friends that had gotten married, and I talked to them about the steps and stuff. And so I kind of knew a little bit of what to expect. And the problem is they're not really clear on everything. So I had went down with Maya to the, not really the courthouse, but it's like the government office or something. And they kind of gave us, she wrote down a checklist of things we need. Unfortunately, the Philippines, it's never, you know, we've fulfilled all those things on the checklist, went back, and she adds something else. I'm like,
so for those of you that aren't familiar with the Philippines, and anything, not necessarily just marriage, but anything you do, it depends on who you talk to at that particular office, which office you're at, and it could change from day to day, even hour to hour. So just be aware that when you're coming here, that keep your patience, because things change. And
they do.
The more you think this is written in stone, the more it's more likely written in jello.
we discovered just going from one city to the next, the requirements were a little different. So went back a third time, again added something, and I'm like, and that's when I lost my patience, and I was like, why don't you, I said, this is the third time I'm back, why don't you write down everything so I don't have to keep coming back? And then she lost her patience, and then she looked at my divorce papers. Initially she said they were fine, and then she's like, nope, this is not fine. It's not signed by the judge, but it was signed by the county clerk or whatever, which is okay in the US, but they didn't want to accept it. So
so my divorce papers were actually, I can't think the term that was used, but it's not actually a divorce decree. It was like a end of summons or something like that.
Mine was like final divorce hearing.
Final hearing. That's what it was, final hearing. So there's nothing in there that said official divorce paper. So that's probably what you read. And since you gave her an attitude, then she decided to push back a little bit.
And I did order from a service to get my official divorce paper. Apparently there is an official one that says divorce on it.
Did you frame it like a college diploma?
I wanted to, yeah.
Throw a party.
But I had it sent FedEx. It got here in like 5 days or something.
Nice.
It was quick. Paid like $100 for
Right,
it, but
yeah.
I got it. But she would no longer help us out because I gave her such the attitude. So
what are the steps? What are the things that you need, or that one would need, to get that marriage official?
So first you need a Senomar
From her.
from
the
her.
girl.
I also got one here. I know
Okay.
they wanted to see that I didn't have any pending marriage here as well, or no marriage here.
So yeah, Senomar just means that you're
Yep.
not currently married.
And you can do that online.
Okay.
And then it gets delivered to your house in about a week, so
Okay.
it's pretty efficient. Next, I needed to go to the consulate and get a statement or a letter saying I'm free and clear to get married. And I needed my divorce paper, official, notarized copy. We both needed birth certificate. And then we needed something from our barangay stating we live in this barangay. And then we needed to take a class at, which ended up being in Visayan. And so I sat there for 4 hours and not knowing what the hell's going on.
Did Maya do any translation for you, or
No,
did you just sit there quietly?
I didn't find it necessary. I drank my Starbucks and was playing on my phone.
Now, what was the class about?
How you should support the family and planning for children and finances. And
Was this through the Catholic Church?
no, it wasn't through the Catholic. It was just through the government center. I think then that was about it. I think we turned all of that in and then got our marriage license finally.
How long of a process was that from start to end?
Took us probably took us 2 months, but if I would have had the official divorce paper and if I wouldn't have gave her a hard time, we probably could have got it all done maybe in about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, possibly, if you had everything, perfect.
All your ducks in a row.
Yeah, so
what would your advice to future?
don't think you're going to come out here and get everything in a couple of weeks. It's not going to happen. It's you need to plan for it. You need to have time.
Be patient, be kind.
Be patient, be kind, for sure.
Yeah.
Let your Filipina do the talking.
There you go.
We went to the next city then to get to go and get our stuff done.
Okay.
And Maya said, "You just sit there and be quiet, and I will do the talking." And so she did the talking, and I just sat there.
That's funny.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So after you got through that process, was it a marriage license, or was it a
marriage license?
And you got that right away?
10 business days.
10 days.
10
okay.
working days.
All right, so 2 weeks.
Then we had more issues after that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, please tell.
Well,
Give us all the nitty gritty.
We were supposed to we were just going to get married at the courthouse on November 9th.
Right.
And then we were going to have our reception November 11th, where I already paid the 50%, reserved, send out invitations. Everything was all set. And then the mayor decided to send, like 5 days before, I can't marry you on November 9th. I'm going to be out of town on business.
Oh, no.
So we're scrambling around trying to go to different places. We can't get married on November 9th. He had to reschedule for November 23rd. So we ended up having our reception November 11th.
In sin.
Yeah. And not actually technically being married. So we had the reception, but we weren't even really married. But we did find an American who was a minister, and he did the wedding vows and everything. So even though it was an official, we did the wedding vows, had the reception, and then we went back again November 23rd to the courthouse.
Had the official one.
Had the official one, and then we did our post-nup photos.
Oh,
They call it post-nup, and then they have prenup photos too. Which
interesting.
we think of prenup as like an
It's like a
agreement,
signing.
Yeah.
You got photos of you signing the prenup.
Yeah. So.
Did you do a prenup? You don't have to tell if you don't want to.
No, I didn't do one. I don't find it necessary.
Okay.
And to be honest, I think if you're going to go live in the U.S. or go live in your home country, I would definitely do a prenup.
From here first?
Here, because it's ironclad.
That's
it
what
cannot
I've heard.
be disputed.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I heard that. I had an American attorney on my channel, and he said, if you do a prenup, do one here, and it cannot be disputed ever,
right,
because it's a foreign one. They can't dispute it.
Yeah.
But I didn't find it necessary for living over
Yeah.
here.
A way around that is just don't have anything of value, and then you're fine.
Just be broke.
Just be broke. Come
don't
over
own
here.
Any possessions. Yeah.
Be a broke ass FM, and you'll be
right.
fine. And then
There you
because
go.
then anything you make after you're married, kind of that doesn't count in the prenup. That kind of gets split if you
exactly.
But right now, as of today, there's no divorce yet here.
No, and
so
my understanding
are
is
expensive.
Yes,
and time
expensive,
consuming,
and not guaranteed either.
and not guaranteed. Yeah. So, but you got married on the 23rd of November. Is that what your official?
Yeah, but we celebrate November 11th. That's
our
reception and our wedding, our vows in front of all our friends and stuff. So,
so almost 9 months now.
About that.
9 months in August.
A funny fact is my entire wedding, reception, photos, everything, was less expensive than my ex-wife's wedding dress.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how cheap you can get married.
That's nice. That's nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah. And that was feeding 50 people.
I got lucky. I've been married twice, divorced twice. My first one, she wore her mother's wedding dress. Beautiful. And the second one, we got married at the courthouse, and we just regular outfits. So lucked out both times. First one was a Catholic wedding, so that was big. So I'm glad I saved money on the wedding dress. Isn't it funny though that everything that has to do with marriage, the female's part, the bride's part, is so much more expensive than the guys.
Yeah.
Like the rings.
The rings,
and the dress and the tux, compared to the tux.
The makeup, all that stuff.
Everything.
It's all, It's really all about the bride.
It's all about the bride.
We just show up in our suit and pay,
Kind of how life is when you get married, especially in the West.
So,
the wife's birthday is a month-long celebration. The guy's birthday is, you go cook out for us.
Yeah.
Mother's Day is we go out to eat at the most expensive restaurant, and all the kids they get the most expensive things on the menu. Father's Day is you get to grill out for us. So so that's the West.
$2,000 I basically was able to do photography, videography, a beautiful banquet hall, decorated, live music, a wedding coordinator, great food.
Wow, for $2,000.
$2,000. Her wedding dress she bought on Shopee for 2,000 pesos.
Wow.
And then she sold it. American women, they want to preserve the dress in the box. And she's like, what am I going to do with it? Just sell it and get some money back for it. So.
Okay. Yeah. So takeaways from your whole process. What would you advise to somebody that's looking at possibly getting married in the future?
Try to gather some of your documents ahead of time. You can do some of the documents ahead of time before you get here. Let your Filipina do the talking. You just sit there. Because getting frustrated here, if you cause them to lose face, it's done. They're not going to help you anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay. In the West, you can get upset. Let me speak to your manager, and you can get someplace. Here, it has the opposite effect.
Yeah, and like Gio said, bring your documents here. If you're planning on moving here, just bring them anyway. If you got a divorce decree, bring it. Birth certificate, bring it. And digital copies don't work. They need the original with the stamp
notarized,
and all that, notarized. So yeah, that's good advice. Bring all your stuff beforehand. So and make sure you're marrying the right one.
That's probably the most important one.
Yeah. How long did you date Maya before You sprung it on her.
Well, we almost, I would say about 2 years or so.
Oh, okay.
Just about 2 years.
Yeah. So what? Let me ask you. I don't know if you've shared this story or not, but how did you propose?
Just took her to a nice restaurant. It's like an old Spanish house that was, several hundred years old. Great Italian food. We were the only people in the restaurant. I got there right at 6, and just.
Did you have a ring?
Yeah, I had a ring.
Did you get on a knee?
Got on.
Oh wow! Look
got
at this
on one knee,
romantic
did
guy.
the whole thing. Yeah. Yep.
I'd be afraid that she'd say no. If I, can I think about it? No.
That's right.
But luckily for you, she said yes.
Yep.
She was happy, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can tell you guys are a happy couple.
Yeah, yeah. I would say honestly that we just seem to get stronger.
Better all the time.
I mean, we discover more things that we really like or have in common. We both are big readers. We like the same movies. We love travel. So we love good food.
That's the key, having something in common.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, especially if you're older and you date a very young Filipino, there's not that much you have in common.
Yeah.
So
we have a 21-year age gap. So
that's about what we are. So.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right. Well, put in the comments down below what you think. If you've gone through the same process, I'd like to hear your comments on how that went, smoothly or rough. If you're thinking about marriage in the future, let me know. If you think Filipinas are the only ones that you need to marry, then smash that like button. And as always, mabuhay, my friend. Live life, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.